Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is your buddy Choppadong coming at you with an MLB rundown video for August 26th. Fastest rundown in the industry. We're going to be in and out of here in 5 to 10 minutes today, just like every day. So while you're here, please like and subscribe the video down there at the bottom. Ring the notification bell so these new videos drop to your phone each and every day that I do them. And consider becoming a VIP at DFS Army, where really one-stop shopping delivers your edge to win. We've just uncovered a couple of VIP videos that we've dropped in today, player props, NBA videos, etc. Every sport, every site, every format, we're going to help you become a better player. It's just that simple. But you can't do it without the coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P, with that 20% off discount each and every month that you remain a member. Yeah, Miguel Cabrera, that's a little fun fact for you. Dude's got a 600 WOBA darn near against John Lester, and it's not some little 3 at-bat sample. It's a 41 at-bat sample size. That's what happens when old dude goes up against old dude. I thought that was pretty funny. But that said, we'll dive into the starting pitching matchups. We'll kick off those earlier games. We'll slide over to the old Chop Shop. K-Score has a lot of options today if you want to use them. Quite a few pitchers make sense. That said, we're going to push all the scrubs to the bottom for tournaments, and we're going to look at who are we going to be stacking against. So, as we scroll over, we take a look maybe here into some of these guys. You know, like I might include a Jacob Junis up here with a big Sierra, Mike Fires, whatever, 502, and Dakota Hudson as well. These are guys that I might also consider in my tournament lineups that other people might overlook today. People should see these down here towards the bottom. So if I was looking at Chicago, the Dodgers, the Mets, Rockies against Ray, I would encourage you to go look their BBPs up. Detroit Tigers, these are pretty obvious spots. But you come up a little bit higher. St. Louis against Junis is not bad. Actually, John Gray has had some trouble with some Diamondbacks as well. The Padres have been scoring runs lately. They're hot if you want to play that narrative. And then up here, Kansas City versus Dakota Hudson should be a little bit contrarian. These would be places that I might be focusing some of my attention today. So we'll slide over to the old batting matchups page, and we'll do part 2, and we'll go position by position. But when I sort these out and I kick down that Chop Shop again, I'm looking at the high WOBA scores in this document here. I've filtered it out 575 and higher so that we don't get some of the lower W scores involved. Kicked off the early games once again, and I slide over here on this overall page, and I see a bunch of Cubs. Well, it looks like we should be paying attention to Cubs today. I know they let us down last night. They're going to probably let us down again today. But on paper, against Michael Fulmer, this is somebody that you should be willing to go a little bit overweight on if the industry's not going overweight as well. You know, when people get a little bit scared, it's time for you to up your exposure. Get a little bit more greedy, if you will. This might be a spot to do it, depending on what ownership projections project. But I will also take the Cubbies out of there and see who else pops to the top. That's the main thing I like doing too. We find Mets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So even though the Mets were not necessarily attacking a weak pitcher on paper, I would include some Mets stacks. Colorado, a couple of times. Where's the third? Well, there was a third one in there. Dodgers, 4 Dodgers. So today's stacks are not really super strong indicators with super high W scores and a lot of pink on that other graphic. But we're starting to see some of these bats that might play in there. This might be one of those situations where you might cut down the 4x4 or 4x3 stuff on a Fanduel and run smaller stacks. Why not grab twosies and threesies from all of these teams? These are just ideas, and something's going to work. You might as well be there when it does. And if it happens to be one of those situations that nobody else, everybody knows about 4x3 stacks on FanDuel. So if you run a 3x3 and it works because you're in, you take a 3x3x2 and you take advantage of some of these smaller stacks and these guys up here higher on the list, well, there you go. That's why a lot of these guys are going to be highlighted in our projections, as we're going to give them even a further boost, because that's going to actually lift them even higher and make sure they appear in more of our lineups. Doesn't look like we've got catcher type of situation. Well, I need to turn the catcher back on here, because Contreras and Fegley are going to show up as higher W scores over that 580 mark. Brad Miller, Alonso, Hosmer, Rizzo, Miggy Cabrera, Mr. BVP today. It's the first time he's actually shown up all year. Horner, Muncy, Flores, Scope, Moose, Cano. This is a large grouping of second basemen. People love to take value here. Horner probably will be popular. So, to be contrarian, why not take a Cano or a Muncy? Bodie, Hernan Perez, if he starts for whatever reason. Nolan Arenado Hernando. See how I did there? Hernan and Arenado Hernando. Jeff McNeil. You're going to look for recency out of these guys, too. Baez, Story, Seager, Nico Goodrum, decent picks. And then, of course, rounding out the outfielders, Almora, almost as deep as the second baseman today. Almora, Dominic Smith, Bellinger, Grisham, Happ, Conforto, Peterson, Winker, Schwarber, Yelich, Betts, Yastrzemski, Calhoun, and Kyle Lewis. Now, I'm a fan of Kyle Lewis right now. Not a lot of people are playing him. He seems to factor into that Seattle offense quite a bit when they do score runs. I'm going to head to the Trends tab. Take a look at some of those other names and see if they are in there. Sort that L7 WOBA by decreasing order. Take this 14-day plate appearances and cut out a lot of the trashy platoon stuff by sorting it to about 24 at-bats and higher over the last couple of days, last week or so. And this is what I'm going to get, largely starters, some with astronomical WOBAs like Abreu, Voit, Machado. And I probably won't really focus much beyond about 500. I mean, a 400 WOBA is great, but not over a week. If you're looking for a hot hitter, a lot of guys are going to be hitting 400s, right? Just looking for places to draw lines. If I did somewhere in the 500 range, that'd be Soler, Flores. Flores is already on our list. Soler is not. I'd add him to it. Cronenworth, I'd add him to it. Goldschmidt, add him to it. Belt, add him to it. Peterson and Bellinger are already there. Kyle Lewis is there. 586 WOBA over the last 7 days. Freeman, add him to it. Sano, add him. Machado, add him. Voit, add him. Abreu, add him. That's a lot of first basemen. You can't probably check them all, but it wouldn't hurt if you did. You'd get none of the other stuff that makes no sense. And, of course, that's the stuff that's going to hit 3 bombs. And, of course, sometimes I'll check BVP. I'll sort the plate appearances by 9 or better, and that's where you find Miggy Cabrera. And then look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 guys over a 400 WOBA against Robbie Ray. I'd be doing some Colorado stacks if it was me. Doesn't matter if they're in Coors or in Arizona. Both are hitters' parks. I also noticed the Diamondbacks in here. There's a nice little 3. So a 5x3 pray for a shootout makes a lot of sense if you can make it work with the salary. Ketel Marte, David Peralta, and Jake Lamb, if they make the starting lineups, all carry high 400s WOBAs over Mr. John Gray. This is where you find these little things. This tool will point it out to you. It's very, very simple to use. A couple of filters here, a couple of sorts here, and you're off and running. In 8 minutes, you've broken down the entire slate. Like I said before, I don't know if this is where I'm going to stay today. When our leverage stacks come out, I'll make some adjustments. I will also start looking around at some weather, maybe some BVP at other places, maybe some splits, etc. But generally speaking, when I run MME, these guys are going to be in a lot of my lineups. I don't know which is going to be my favorite stack today. Might be the Dodgers again. Might be Colorado. I really don't know. That's for our VIPs to discuss. So come on inside. Coupon code CHOP, CHOP. Trigger that 20% off discount. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee because I'm starting to yawn like a mad dog. Been up since 6 a.m. And I'm going to go settle into a little bit of lunch, maybe take a nap, and I'll come back and be discussing stuff with our VIPs. So for those of you that want to become a VIP, click the link in the video. Use that coupon code. If not, like, subscribe to the video, give me a little subscription or a little bit of a notification bell ring so that your phone gets the videos when we drop them. And I'll see you on the inside talking baseball.